I knew I'd eventually have to make this video, but I didn't think it would be so soon. It's under 48 hours until the end of service for Love Live All-Stars, and to be perfectly honest, I still haven't really processed my feelings about the whole situation. Up until a few weeks ago, I've been playing the game every day since the global server opened, but the announcement of end of service just felt like a kick in the gut. There definitely was a lot of apathy building in the community near the end, and we'll go over the highlights and the lowlights of the game we've sunk dollars, time, and emotion into. I would probably chalk up one of the bigger lowlights being the in-game economy. In a lot of other gacha games, especially for free-to-play players, you didn't have to grind out for the amount of time that we did to, at the very least, guarantee a copy of the card you were going for via the Spark mechanic. For those of you that remember those days, it was somewhere between 5 and 6 months for a free-to-play player to save up for a Spark. Heck, if you wanted the most cost-effective way to accelerate the process, you would have to buy 3 months worth of the Overflowing Gems pack at $85 a piece to cut the time in half. I know for Goddess of Victory Nikke, which I've also been playing kind of off and on, a Spark is 20 multis versus the 25 for All-Stars. The cost of a 10 pull in Nikke is 3k, but you're able to get gems in a variety of different ways in that game, and saving up for a Spark doesn't feel as intrusive, at least to me. This is probably because there are also specialty tickets that you can get from events that actually count towards your Spark, which in Nikke you could save if you wanted to wait for a future character. Another comparison would be the Hoyoverse games like Genshin and Honkai Star Rail. As someone who has dabbled a bit in both, but hasn't gone full degen whale into either, both of those games felt a heck of a lot more forgiving when it came to acquiring in-game currency for you to do your character or weapons pulls. One thing that I would count as falling kind of into both categories is the limit break system. In some games, like Street Fighter Duel, a lot of the stronger characters actually require you to pull those specific characters multiple times before you can make them stronger. In All-Stars, all we really had to do was get the card. Then we could utilize Radiance and School Idol Wishes, which we got free in-game, to take them from 0 to max level Limit Break 5. The issue with this goes back to the whole economy thing. If you were a free-to-play player and you were waiting for a specific card to help you, you basically had to grind for 6 whole months to at least have a shot of getting at the card you wanted. If you wanted to go for every limited card, you either had to spend thousands of dollars or leave your fate up to the gacha gods, which we all know is one of the worst things to do in gaming in this day and age. Going back to the highlights, one thing I would consider a personal highlight is how challenging the game was. I understand that it wasn't Sif, but having this particular style of game, where instead of just being super dexterous with your fingers and having great hand-eye coordination, a game that you could essentially autoplay and focus more on how your team was constructed, made for a lot more interesting experience. This is especially true as we went along and got expert level beat maps for voltage rankings and SBLs, where you really had to tinker and experiment with different lineups to maximize your score. I am definitely not the best unbiased opinion on this, probably because a game I grew up on was Magic the Gathering, Mythic player twice so far on MTG Arena, and I also used to play a lot of Hearthstone. Got to Legend 3 times in NA while working a full-time job, by the way. I guess what I'm really trying to say is that I personally enjoyed the exercise of deck building and learning how to pilot said decks to maximum efficiency. I think the biggest lowlight for a lot of people was the events. Well, maybe not the events themselves per se, but definitely the lack of variety. We quickly got to a point where we knew what was going to happen, and while yes, some familiarity is good, the lack of any semblance of innovation or trying to move things forward just caused people to lose a lot of interest. The constant schedule of Fest Banner, SBL, Item Exchange, Party Banner, Dreamlight Parade, Marathon Event, Repeat, just got so stale that if you weren't a super diehard, you would just log in, do your dailies, and then just not come back. I think that if K-Lab or Bushi came up with a couple of different event types, even if they sucked, still would have been better in the longer term. Finally, to address why I didn't make videos for 4 months, it all boils down to IRL stuff. Shortly after I made the last video on my channel, I went on a vacation, came back, and have basically been in a constant rotation of working 50-hour weeks, a lot less streaming, and just a lot more resting. I didn't stream 5 times a week because I was so fucking tired when I got home that I would often pass out for an hour or two as soon as I walked in my front door and got to my room. Same reason goes for the videos. Yeah, my videos don't have a lot of top-tier editing that you would think would take a lot of time and you probably have seen all over YouTube, but it still took me a while, especially in the beginning, to write a script, record the audio voiceover, set it to a video format, create the video, and then post the video to YouTube. While the rest has been great for my physical and mental health, I found myself in a place where I didn't really know how I wanted the channel to proceed. I've always known I wouldn't be some huge content creator because I never felt like I was funny enough, charming enough, or entertaining enough to capture a lot of views. This channel was born from just making a single meme / shitpost video to make a few people laugh, to making 2, then actually going ahead and making quote-unquote real content for Love Live All-Stars because I would not shut up about it. For those of you that have been here since the beginning, thank you. I don't know what the future holds, but this has been quite a journey thus far, and I thank all of you for your support over the last 3 years. I'll still stream on Twitch when I can, but I'll have a lot more variety in my games, probably switching back and forth between Dota 2, maybe some Magic the Gathering Arena, since that's something I'm actually half decent at, maybe Honkai Star Rail, since members of my community have gotten me to play it, and actually playing some games in my freaking Steam library that are just sitting there, staring at me to complete them. God, just looking at the amount of games on this list is making me wince. I want to replay Final Fantasies 8, 10, and 10-2. I should probably go back and finish Yakuza 0 and play through Kiwami and Kiwami 2. And I still have Bastion, Celeste, Dead Cells, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, Hollow Knight 1, and Ori 1 that I should probably play through. Hopefully, I can start knocking some of those games off of my list relatively soon. Anyway, this has been I Am the Shaz. Remember, take care, be nice to each other, and I will see you all next time.